What is up, you guys? So got my phone here because I need some notes for this one. I am making a video that I've been kind of putting off for a long time, but it's time to just finally go ahead and do it. Long story short, on a lot of these videos, you guys will see a part in the video and you'll ask me what it is, you'll ask me how much it costs, you'll ask me where I got it, that sort of deal. And I always have to kind of go back and like research and figure out, because I've had the bike for a couple years now. It's hard to remember everything. So I'm gonna make this video today to go over every single part that's on the bike, how much it cost and where I got it. I'm only gonna factor in aftermarket parts on this one. We'll go one by one, and I'm not gonna discuss like any kind of repairs I made. I'll like talk about them, but I'm not gonna factor that into price, because just because something broke on me doesn't mean it's gonna break on you. So we'll just ignore those things. But for starters, the bike, I picked it up at WOW in Marietta, Georgia for, well, the ticket price was $3,400. I traded in a Suzuki Boulevard. It was a 2009 Boulevard. They gave me $1,400 for it. So I spent $2,000 on the motorcycle itself. And then kind of going from there, one of the first mods that I did was Two Brother Racing exhaust. I got most of these parts, almost every single part, if not every single part, came from Revzilla, Revzilla.com. So let's just get that out the way. I like the money back. They give you like a few bucks back on every little bit of money you spend. The return process is really smooth. I just like doing business with them. So almost every single thing on this bike, if not every single thing on this bike, came from them. So let's just get that out the way. But like I said, first part, Two Brothers Racing exhaust. It is the M2 exhaust. I spent $454 on that. After that, we got the SW Motec skid plate there. That was $239.95. So I remember spending more for it, but I went and price checked all these guys, and that's what Revzilla is selling that for right now. So I think mine was more around $400, but we'll say $239 just because that's the price it's going for right this second. All of these prices were confirmed against Revzilla's current pricing, so it'll be true if you go look it up. This is the Pro Taper Wyndham Mid Bar. I actually got this part at Cycle Gear because Revzilla had it out of stock, but they have it now, and they're asking $67.49 for it. The seat next, that is the Sargent World Sport Performance seat. It was, or is right now, $439.95. Next, we got the Puig or Pooge or whatever touring windscreen. That's one I get a lot of questions about. I spent $113.51 on that. Man, that was hard to get out for some reason. Next up, we got the Vortex V3 fuel cap and the little gold bit that I got there just to change up the color. That was $110.46. This GV top case rack, it holds my big old container on there, which in the thumbnail you'll see all the parts on it. I took them off just because I just kind of started cleaning up the bike, but if you look at the thumbnail you'll see the luggage on there. But the rack to hold that luggage was $185.40, and then adding the side case racks was $206.10. The luggage itself, the side cases were $228.60, and the big top case is with the backrest. It has an additional backrest on there so the passengers get some comfort. It was $453.60. I just fell in this hole. Holy shit. Gotta be careful. In my own yard, there's the Beetle, by the way, looking good. I swapped the tires. These are Pirelli MT60 RS tires. The rear was $197.74. The front was $206.84 for some reason. Another part I get a lot of questions about, which is funny because it's the cheapest part on the bike, are these mirrors. They are from Revzilla, of course. They are just Bike Master round mirrors. The pair of them cost me $21.52. On the bars here, we got Pro Taper neon grips. Those were $9.89. We got the ram mount there, X grip. That was $57.49. And kind of the last stuff to kind of round it off was my fork stuff. Inside of there, I got Race Tech springs just to get a better front end feel. Those were $129. Had to use new fork seals and oil to obviously switch that all out. So we got all balls fork seals in there that were $15, and maximum fork oil, I think it was like 2 quarts, and it spent $19 on it. So those of you that are really good at math, better than I am because I had to write all this down, obviously, you see me checking my phone, $2,000 bike, all those parts come out to $3146.54. So all in for my bike as it sits, well, not as it sits because I took the luggage off, but as it normally sits, you are looking at $5,146.54. For my little ADV rider build, there's a couple things that I did a lot of times. I ran another Pro Saver bar that was lower. I switched to this one. And then I switched back to a different bar, like a gold bar that had hand guards on it. And then I got yet another one of these bars.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Lots of bar end mirrors that I broke off road. Just a lot of trial and error, but that's the price for everything that I have on it normally now. As far as maintenance, I've done standard oil changes. That's really it. Standard oil changes, new brake pads, and the biggest thing, the really only major expense that's gone wrong is I broke a radiator. The radiator was $750 to replace. And I just realized I messed up. One part that I forgot is the Cox Racing radiator guard. That was $100. I remember that because I was like, man, I'm buying a $100 piece of mesh. So that actually brings the grand total up to $5,246.54. So let's just round up, throw in some tax on there and say 5,500 bucks. 5,500 bucks for a fully, what I consider ADV ready Kawasaki Versys 650, which at 5,500 bucks, that comes in at about $3,000 cheaper than buying a new Versys bone stock. And I got my bike with about 1,000 miles on it, so I consider that bone stock, even though it was a 2009. I think it's a great deal. I think if you can find a low mile first gen Kawasaki Versys, it is completely worth it to buy it and just modify it yourself. That way you can mix and match what you need, what you don't like. Certain things you really want to dial in for your own personal preferences. Like me, I did not want a keyed gas cap, so I got that. I wanted a lower seat, so this seat's 1 inch lower than stock. Highly recommend doing it that way. It's way better than starting out just like this bone stock expensive bike and then still having to modify it. You're just going to end up in such a deep hole of cash with that way. But that's it. The whole goal of this video is anytime one of you guys ask me what a part is, it'll be really easy just to be like, hey, check this video out, versus me trying to figure it out and struggling to get back to you with an answer. This is going to make it easier for everyone. Nice reference video. As things change, I'll update this video. And like I said, there's no luggage on the bike or hand guards. Those are things that are on there a lot of times. I've been liking it without, so I took it all off, cleaned it up, and I'm going to rock it like this for a while. But the thumbnail will be it fully dressed so you can see what it looks like normally. But if you have any other questions that weren't covered in this, or you're curious about anything else, just let me know. I'm always available in the comments. Just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. But otherwise, you guys have a great day. Peace.